everyone, Sunset Shimmer here, and today I want to talk about the SEGA classic Altered Beast, a game about the Greek god Zeus bringing a man back from the dead to rescue his daughter Athena from Neff, ruler of the underworld. Okay, right away, a few things. Why would Zeus take the time to resurrect a normal human being to rescue his daughter from another god, instead of doing it himself? And two, why isn't the ruler of the underworld Hades instead of this Neff guy? Ah, well, they probably don't expect you to think hard about it. So your character has two forms of attacking, punching and kicking. I found that the kicking works better on most enemies because it has a slightly longer reach. The enemies aren't really anything special, as most can be easily taken out with one hit. However, keep an eye out for these blue earth throws, because when you defeat them, they unleash the spirit ball. And when you come into contact with one of these, you lose your shirt and become stronger. Get a second one and you become even bigger. Wow, look at those muscles. Get a third one and you go through a transformation into a wolfman with some pretty cool effects. In this new beast form, you are now more powerful and get a few new moves, and let me tell you, from someone who was transformed into a magical creature herself, the rush of the power is pretty intense. This is what makes the game memorable. In each level, you get a new transformation accompanied by new powers. At the end of each level, you encounter Neff, and he transforms into a variety of monsters, which honestly are pretty easy if you know how to deal with them. So finally, you make it to the last stage where you fight these bouncing goatmen and a purple unicorn. Twilight? Is that you? And then you come face to face with Neff in the form of a rhino, and as final bosses go, he is pretty difficult if you can't get the pattern down. But once you beat him, you get to see a picture of you in your wolf form and the lovely Athena about to get down with some bestiality action. Okay, that doesn't happen, but you know someone has wrote a fanfiction about that. But here's an interesting thing. One of the characters from Altered Beast appears in Wreck-It Ralph. You know, the Badanon scene where Ralph is surrounded by the other video game bad guys like M. Bison and Bowser? Well, Neff, the shape-shifting villain, appears in his rhino form. Not sure why they chose to show him like this instead of in his human form, but it's nice to see Altered Beast represented in the movie. One more thing to bring up is that this game is also two-player, so you can invite your friends to join you. They play as a separate character who is basically the same, but a different color. But let me tell you, it does make things a whole lot easier for boss battles, but it will cause you to fight for the spirit balls. Yeah, I know, I realize it sounded dirty the moment I said it, okay? So, overall, do I recommend this game? Sure. Don't get me wrong, it does have some problems. Feels a little clunky, and by that I mean when you press the buttons to kick, punch, or jump, it takes a small bit of time to go through the animation and for the action to take place. Also, I'm not too fond of the scrolling constantly pushing you to the right, and probably the biggest problem for me, there aren't any opportunities to get extra lives. And if there are, I wasn't able to find any. So even though this isn't the best game in the SEGA library, it is a classic and is definitely worth a play. It's one of those, the more you play it, the more you kind of enjoy it kind of games. So if you play it once and think it's not for you, give it another chance, and it might just surprise you the second time around. I'm Sunset Shimmer, and thanks for watching.